Welcome back to High Stakes. I'm Kevin, the newest member of the team. Elevate your betting strategy by subscribing to our channel, ensuring you never miss out on our daily content. For exclusive access to premium betting picks, join our Patreon. Find the link in the comment section below. Stay ahead with High Stakes. Army versus Temple. Thursday night's college football slate might be light, but what we have on tap is a spicy AAC showdown between the Army Black Knights, 3-0, 2-0 AAC, and the Temple Owls, 1-3, 0-1 AAC. These two teams haven't squared off since 2017, and Army's new membership in the AAC adds some fresh fuel to this matchup. Fresh off a 37-14 win over Rice, Army is rolling, while Temple finally got their first win of the season, taking down Utah State 45-29 at home. Kickoff is at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, and it's all going down on ESPN. Army's move from being an independent to joining the AAC this season looks like a solid one so far. The Black Knights are 3-0, with dominant conference wins over Florida Atlantic and Rice. Last week, QB Bryson Daly was in beast mode, throwing for 2 touchdowns and rushing for 3 more. Army's offense doesn't waste time in the air. They've barely hit 221 passing yards through 3 games, but their classic triple option ground game is chewing up defenses. Daly, more of a runner than a passer, already has 340 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns. He's got some backup, too. Noah Short has 266 yards, averaging a crazy 13.3 yards per carry, and Kanye Udo is right behind with 169 yards and 3 TDs. On defense, Army has been stingy, allowing just 9.3 points per game and keeping every opponent under 14. Linebacker Caleb Fortner leads the charge with 14 tackles, but the team is shockingly sackless through 3 games, though they do have 4 interceptions. Temple, meanwhile, is off to a rough start, but they're hoping their win against Utah State can turn things around. The Owls struggled in their first 3 games, facing brutal matchups as double-digit underdogs, but they shocked Utah State as 6.5-point dogs, with huge plays helping them steal the win. Dante Wright, the 5 feet 9 inches receiver, took a pass 91 yards to the house, and kicker Maddox Trujillo nailed a 64-yard field goal to close the first half. But head coach Stan Drayton has a quarterback dilemma on his hands. Forrest Brock, who started the season, has been shaky, throwing just 1 touchdown against 4 interceptions before injuring his wrist. Enter Evan Simon, who led Temple to their first win, throwing for 51 more yards on 19 fewer attempts than Brock. Simon even had to call his own plays when the sideline communications went out, showing some serious grit. Drayton hasn't announced who will get the start on Thursday night, but whoever it is better feed Wright, who's racked up 352 yards and 3 TDs so far. The Temple defense has been a weak point, allowing a whopping 36.5 points per game. Sure, part of that came from facing number 16 Oklahoma, but still it's been rough. Senior linebacker DJ Woodbury Sr. has been a tackling machine with 38 on the year, and fellow linebacker Taekwon King has chipped in with 2 sacks. But turnovers are rare, with only 1 interception all season, courtesy of cornerback Torrey Richardson. So, what's the vibe heading into this game? Army's ground attack looks ready to bulldoze a struggling Temple defense, and with Temple's quarterback situation still up in the air, this could be a tough night for the home team. Keep your eyes on Bryson Daly to do his thing, and for Army to keep their AAC dream season rolling. My pick is Army minus 13.5, and here's why. This Thursday night college football game is all about contrasting styles. Army is coming in with their signature ground and pound triple option attack, while Temple is coming off a win powered by a big 91-yard passing touchdown and 4 more passing TDs. But let's be real, styles make fights, and this one's going to come down to who dominates the line of scrimmage. Temple, unfortunately, hasn't been able to stop the run to save their season. They allowed 220 rushing yards to Oklahoma and an even uglier 297 to Navy. That's a recipe for disaster when you're facing an Army squad averaging 356 rushing yards per game. Army's QB Bryson Daly has been a nightmare for defenses, running for 340 yards through 3 games. Army's been blowing teams out. Florida Atlantic was the closest thing to a challenge so far, and that was a 17-point win on the road. Temple's going to be overmatched here, plain and simple. And while Temple might try to air it out again, Army's defense is no joke either. They're snagging over 1 interception per game, and Temple's not going to be able to count on those miracle 90-yard bombs or 64-yard field goals to bail them out this week. Temple couldn't run the ball against Navy, finishing with a miserable 35 rushing yards, so they'll have to throw. And Army's pass defense will be ready to pounce. At the end of the day, Temple just doesn't have the muscle to keep up with Army, who will dominate the trenches and run them into the ground. Army rolls in this one easy,